What's going on, Jiu-Jitsu community? Welcome to episode 9 of the Grindin' Jiu-Jitsu podcast. And today's guest is actually someone I actually competed with on a card, but we never got to meet face to face. So today is the first time I'm actually getting to meet Mr. the number one, in my opinion, most entertaining grappler in Jiu-Jitsu, Mr. Emil Fischer. What's going on, Emil?
Not much, man. Just driving.
He's grinding, driving, doing a few things, and he's actually taking time out of his day just to, hang out with the pod, which is super awesome. And once again, thank you so much for coming onto the pod. Real quick, my audience is super brand new to jiu-jitsu, especially like on my side. I used to do heavy metal music, so most of my people on my Instagram are all heavy metal fans. Mostly, I'm gonna say 70%. So for those who don't know who you are, if you don't mind giving us a little background on how you started BJJ.
So I mean, I started back in the late '90s. I've been doing martial arts off and on since I was about 8 years old. Sorry, I'm just adjusting my phone here. Yeah, now I'm a jiu-jitsu black belt. I run 2 programs here in Ohio in the Cleveland area. I run the program at a smaller academy. It's a judo academy called Ararat Martial Arts. I do a jiu-jitsu program there, and then I also, as of March, am the head jiu-jitsu instructor at a gym called Strong Style MMA. We're best known. Our best known fighter is Stipe Miocic.
Oh, okay. Oh, just Stipe.
Stipe. We got Jessica. We had Jessica I before she retired for a little bit, and then there's a couple other fighters that are in our camp that have fought or fight in the UFC. So it's a pretty cool opportunity for me. I went white through black belt at that gym, and then now I'm the head jiu-jitsu coach.
Head instructor. That's so sick. That's so sick. Congratulations, first of all, on such an accomplishment, especially going from white to black in the same gym and then now taking over with the teaching. That is absolutely amazing. Congratulations, brother.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it's been a trip. Let's put it that way.
It's been a trip. So I created this podcast, and the difference between other podcasts and this one, I like to go into the eyes of a competitor. But before I talk about the highs and lows of jiu-jitsu, dude, there's just a few things I want to touch base on.
Oh, sorry, you're breaking up.
Oh, let me know when I'm back. Mic check. 1 2 1 2.
You're back now.
Back. Please hold while the Grindin' Jiu-Jitsu podcast comes back. One thing I wanted to, what was that?
I said you're kind of back now.
Kind of back? Almost? Sorta? Kinda?
Back.
Okay, I'm back. All right. One thing, so years ago, I was training out of a Damian Maya gym in South Miami, and they were talking about this red belt documentary. And I haven't heard about this in such a long time. And then all of a sudden, I believe this week or last week, Mr. Emil brings something back into fruition. And that is the motherfucking Red Belt documentary that we've all been waiting for over 10 years. What made you bring that shit back up, first of all?
Oh, because they had Teague as the announcer for this Aiga thing. I'm like, why the fuck do I have to hear this asshole? He's a petty thief. No. Why do I have to hear this man's voice?
I agree. So my instructor back in the day, he said that he actually donated like $200 to this documentary that was supposed to come out. It was basically a documentary. Somebody in the jiu-jitsu community wanted to put together a documentary on the remaining red belts. And if for those who don't know, after your black belt, after I believe like 7 to 10 years at black belt, when you retire from jiu-jitsu, you get a red belt. Am I correct? Am I almost there?
Correct. It's incorrect. So the way it works is
Incorrect.
this. That's not correct. So the way that jiu-jitsu belts work, or the way that it's actually a red belt is a ninth degree, or in some cases, 10th degree black belt. That's what a red belt is. So when you get your black belt, when you first get your black belt, each degree is 3 years for the first three degrees. So first degree is 3 years, second degree is 3 years, third degree is 3 years. At that point, all you got to do to get these degrees, in theory, is continue practicing the sport, right? Then after that, I don't remember the exact periods of time, but you can look this up. I think it's like 6 years per stripe.
Shit.
So it's like something like, fourth degree is another 6 years, then fifth degree is another 6 years, and it keeps going until you get, I want to say, seventh degree. They changed the belt from a black belt to a coral belt, which is now you're a seventh degree coral belt, which is a black and red belt. So that's like your Jean-Jacques Machado, I think, is a coral belt, and a couple others that I can think of off the top of my head. It's actually not that uncommon, especially now in the 2020s. I think we actually finally have a couple of American coral belts, specifically. There's one guy, Ken Gabrielson, who's a coral belt. I don't know these people personally, but it's pretty fucking cool. And then ninth degree, which is when you've been a black belt for like 30 some odd years.
Oh god damn.
That's again red.
God, so okay, so that puts a so basically this guy is supposed to be doing a documentary on basically the red belts that are alive and well, and allegedly did some interviews and whatnot, and he's never delivered a product. Can you hear me?
Here.
Okay, so he doesn't deliver the product. So then you hear him commentating, and you took to Instagram and shitted on his life.
I every now and again. I was kind of quiet about it for a while. There was some there was some heat that some people were putting on, and they're like putting out memes about the Red Belt documentary a few years ago. This is like 2017, 2018, and at the time, I was writing pretty actively for Jiu-Jitsu Times.
Okay.
And that's, I mean, it's a pretty big publication in the jiu-jitsu world. I think they have like some 500,000 followers on Facebook.
Yep.
But regardless, I had done a little bit of work for Flow Grappling at that time, and the person that I was interfacing with was Huel. So when I saw that this was starting to like gain some steam, the pushback on the fact that he had not yet released anything, I hit him up and I'm like, hey man, there's been some pushback. Let me do an interview with you. Let's address this. Let's talk about it. And he's like, I've got something coming out soon. We'll talk then. And then he puts out this super fucking limp-wristed, like non-apologetic, it doesn't really address anything thing at BJJ Heroes, which is another pretty big outlet in the jiu-jitsu world. It's kind of a different format. I actually really like BJJ Heroes. That's beside the point. So he puts out this thing. It's like, he basically says, yeah, I've got the footage. I'll release it when I feel like it. That's essentially like his approach. And I'm like, really? Really? You're going that? You're taking that road? I mean, it's one thing if you lost the footage It's another thing if you, return people's money, which is really what you should do. But you're going to say you've got the footage and it'll come out at some point in the near future. Nah, bro. That's not it. So
Yeah,
I
it is
put
correct.
out a piece a few times and like I analyze this interview and I'm like, listen, I don't know what's going on. I hope this guy releases this material. We'll see. He's done a lot of media in the jiu-jitsu world.
Yep.
Maybe he deserves our respect, or maybe he deserves what's it called? Benefit of the doubt. But I don't know.
Well,
And then he just blocks. And then he
go ahead.
blocks me.
Oh.
Oh, okay. All right, fine. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not looking to cause beef with flow grappling. Like I'm not looking to get involved in any shit. At the time I was much more actively competing
Right.
than I am now, but that's again, it was just one of those things like I didn't want to just shit on them. So I just kind of was like, all right, fine. I'm just going to see if this guy ever releases anything. Then summer of 2020, I had a match on a Fight to Win, and Flow Grappling tried to shit on me for some reason, like kind of unprovoked. It was weird.
Fucking assholes. I,
And
I
it's
I
like,
have my beef with Flo, so I don't want to get into it, but
I'm like, oh, okay. You guys want to take cheap shots at me? I lost a match by decision at a Fight to Win in Dallas. Like that's essentially what happened. I lost a match by decision at Fight to Win in Dallas. I had a match. It was against Sloan Climber.
I know
Um,
Sloan.
yeah, so one of my potential strategies, and this is no secret, which is why I'm going to say it. One of my potential strategies in some of my matches is I pull into bottom mount, and I have some pretty decent leg lock entries that I hit, especially if the other person is trying to submit me, right? Now, there is an exploit to this. If you're content to win by decision and you don't want to submit me, keep your hips low. If you're strong enough, you can just hug my upper body and that's our
Hey there.
match.
Yep.
And Sloan did. And it's a strategy. I'm not, again, not the strategy I'd have picked, but that was the strategy Sloan employed. He won the match. Good on him.
And this was at
But
black belt?
Flo,
Was this on black belt?
this is a brown belt.
Brown belt.
This is
Brown belt.
2020. I got my black belt a year later.
Okay.
But regardless, this happened. This was a match that happened. And Flow Grappling, oh man. They made this whole post about, oh, when you think you're a unicorn, but your opponent comes out and smashes you and steals your soul. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, who the fuck do you people think you are? So I went in on them pretty hard. And Huel happens to be my favorite target on their commentator team. That's how this all got started.
That's
So
insane.
every now and again, I hear him. I'm like, oh, I forgot about you. Fuck you.
And not for nothing, it is one of the most entertaining things, especially on the internet, because you're not the only one. I've seen so many people get at this dude multiple times.
Garbage bag of a human being. He just
But
is.
yours hold weight. Yours holds weight because not for nothing, I would say your social media presence is very, very vocal and open, and you really don't hold any punches. So that's why I've been following you for a very long time.
What I realize is I don't give a fuck. Like I really don't care. This is a hobby that I do. I don't take this seriously at all. People take this a lot more seriously than I do. And so as a result, if somebody pisses me off, I'm not going to hold my tongue. Because, worst case scenario, oh, Emil, we're not inviting you to this event. Too bad.
Who cares?
Yeah.
And talking about your this is a hobby for you, but at the end of the day, you're a very, very accomplished grappler. I mean, fight to win champ at brown belt. You got pans under your belt. Like you're grinding. Like you're in the mix at the end of the day. But talk about those walkouts. Like, how the fuck do you come up with this shit on walking out with fucking a pool inflatable? Like, where do you come up with this shit?
Honestly, man, it was just it's become a thing of its own, and like I just kind of whatever. It's not really. I just want to create chaos. Like when I'm doing a walkout, I want the audience to feel partially insulted and partially amused. I just come up with nonsense to do. Like there was one time I was doing a fight to win again in Dallas. I've done a few of them in Dallas, and there was a guy who did a walkout in a Cookie Monster costume. So like I recruited him to be part of the walkout just randomly. Like it just I'm not I don't know. It's like it's just it's hard to explain. There's no real rhyme or reason. Basically, I'm trying to create chaos momentarily.
Not for nothing. I remember when we were on Grappling Idiots, you had a onesie on, and I was absolutely laughing hysterically. And
That
at the
that,
time,
that
this
one that
what was
onesie's
that?
a very useful piece of equipment.
110%.
Not even joking. Like that onesie is made out of a really heavy terry cloth, and so like it's like warm, but it has zippers in the armpits and the crotch, so it can breathe once I'm already warmed up. Like that thing is honestly like I wear it. You know, obviously it's going to get in some people's heads, but I'm also wearing it because it's very practical.
That's fucking hilarious. That's hilarious. You know, yo, Emil, this is so entertaining. Um, so for my podcast, it's the highs and the lows of jiu-jitsu. So I want to start off on the high note. What is one of your most high moments in jiu-jitsu? And I'm not talking THC, but it could.
What do you mean? Like, what do you mean
what's
by like for me?
one of your proudest moments of jiu-jitsu, your high of jiu-jitsu?
I mean, it's honestly like it's got
You're breaking
it's
up.
kind of a
Hold on,
crazy.
Emil.
It's been a crazy trip for me. Like
Give it a second. Hold on, Emil. The camera it's frozen right now. Well, let me see when it comes back. 1 second.
once I'm going into my house, I'm gonna put on my Wi-Fi.
Oh, yep. Then we'll be good to go.
On.
Please hold on the Grounding Jiu-Jitsu podcast Wi-Fi. We'll be back momentarily.
I'm doing a podcast, just so you know. I'll be done in like 10 minutes.
And he is
So,
back.
yeah. So, anyways, um, but yeah, like as far as high moments go,
Up, look,
there I
and
am.
there you go. You're
Yeah,
back.
much better connection now that I'm on the Wi-Fi. Yeah, as far as high notes, I would say pretty much like when I started being the head coach at Strong Style was pretty cool for me. Getting my black belt. I mean, belts are not really that meaningful, but we did it like on my birthday and we had a whole seminar and it was a whole very cool experience. Like, um, other than that, there's been a lot of high moments for me. Like, I've gotten to train with some really cool people. You know, I've gotten to do some really cool things. So it's like I've been very blessed. So to choose one thing over anything else,
How can you?
it's
Yeah,
hard.
it's so
Kind of
hard.
hard. Um, as far as yeah, It's really hard for me to pick one thing.
Listen, I'll take that because not for nothing, that's a huge accomplishment. I mean, not for nothing, like putting it in as a perspective where, this gym houses a former UFC champion,
Yeah.
and you have now taken the reins and had a ceremony, basically passing the reins to yourself on being the head coach of jiu-jitsu in this gym. I mean, at the end of the day, I that's amazing. Like that is a fucking high. Like what more can you really ask for? Other than ADCC, but
Right. Or world. I haven't won any of those sorts of things yet. I mean, pans has kind of been my thing. I wanted it blue, purple, and brown, and at some point or another, I'll do it at black once the IBJJF gets their shit together. But
yeah, yeah. And that's a lot of what a lot of people say. Not for nothing, I don't compete in IBJJF. I'm just not a fan of the rule set. I'm a 10th planet guy, so I love sub only, and yeah.
I mean, I
Um,
think only, but again, it's like it's one of those things. I like being when people say, "Oh, you're what if there's points?" What it's like, yeah, what if?
what if?
What if
Got to be prepared. Yeah, you got to be prepared. At
I'll
the end of
still.
the day.
It's like
At the
I
end of the day.
want to be able to compete across rule sets. Like for example, I train in the gi sometimes. I don't like the gi. I don't like the gi. I don't like the gi. I don't like the gi at all. But the thing is that my attitude. And I tell my students this. Number one, if I promote you to, let's say, blue belt, and you show up at a gym wearing a blue belt, and they're like, "Who the fuck gave you that blue belt?" Like, you're a white belt. That reflects poorly on me.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you don't have to love the gi, but you have to be good enough in the gi that you can show up anywhere in that belt, and people aren't going to ask you questions.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Yeah, yep. I like that. I like the. What about your lows? What was a moment in your jiu-jitsu career where you were like, you know what, this fucking sucked? And I have had people mention just the mental health portion of being a competitor itself. So what about you, Emil? What's one of your lows in jiu-jitsu?
Man, honestly, I really haven't had many lows.
That's a
I,
win.
I so okay, so when I was a white belt, um, I got kicked out of just about every gym locally, like within certain mile radius of my house, and that fucked with me quite a bit.
What
Um,
was it? Was it more because you had a different approach to learning jiu-jitsu?
Man, honestly, like I've been training since the late 90s. When I moved back to Cleveland and started training with the intent to compete, it was 2011. So I've been training off and on for 12 years. I'm a white belt. I go in there and I have a respectable base. Maybe I'm not, a blue belt yet, but you put me in front of a blue belt or a purple belt who's not taking me seriously, I'm going to tap them out. This was when I was a white belt. Towards the end of white belt, you put me in front of many purple belts, I'm tapping them. Now, every gym I went to up until I arrived at Strong Style, the attitude was, oh, that white belt rolls too hard. Hey, can you tone it down for us? I'm like, what? Like, what do you want me to do? I'm not holding on after people tap. Like,
Right.
what is it you want from me? Oh, just
Yeah.
change how you roll. I'm like, I don't know what that means. You have to. I'm a white belt. I'm still a white belt. What do you want me to do?
Yeah. Be technical. Let me know exactly what the fuck you want.
Exactly. Use your people words. You're supposed to be a coach. You're supposed to be
Use your people words.
like, tell me what you want from me.
No, makes sense. Makes
And
sense.
eventually I got to Strong Style. And the thing is, at Strong Style at the time, I think Stipe was a white belt.
Wow.
And he was about to win his first title. Like he had already at that point out grappled Gabriel Gonzaga in a fight. Like Stipe was a legit grappler. So the gym culture had very little importance on belts. It was just, all right, can you grapple?
And you grapple.
And the thing was, when I first got there, I had this reputation that followed me as being this guy that'll hurt you. And it was no, I'm not going to hurt you. You just have to tap.
And I mean, and just to double back on that, I've seen many of your matches, and every single submission that you have sank in, you have never ripped at 100%, you will always go maybe 60, 70. But as soon as they tap or verbally tap, it's an automatic release. Like I've never seen you hold or extra. You didn't Gianni Grippo nobody. I'm gonna put it like that because like I had some beef watching that whole Gianni. Like I know competition is competition, and when you side on that dotted line, that waiver, and you're in competition, especially for a trip to ADCC. Listen, I know.
No, listen, I'll be honest. I do apply quickly and with power, but at the same time, I'm always ready to let go. And when I know I've got it, I know I've got it. It's that simple.
Right. Yeah.
Like, there's only been a couple of times where I really put things on with purpose, and even then, I'll let go when they tap. I'm not trying to send anybody home in crutches.
You're not Paul Harrising nobody. I feel you. I hear you.
And the thing was, like, even when I joined Strong Style, my very first day there, they had me roll with, at the time, the toughest purple belt at the gym, and I caught the guy in a triangle. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm gonna get kicked out of this gym.
Yeah.
He goes, why aren't you a blue belt yet? I go, you offering me one? He goes, stick around for a couple of months. And like 2 months, 3 months later, he gave me a blue belt. Then like, had me on a regular schedule. That's the correct way to deal with somebody that is doing well. You don't punish them for it.
Facts.
But there's this weird culture that, like, if you're not the belt that your skills indicate, you must be doing something wrong.
Yeah, that's dumb as fuck.
That was a low point for me. Getting, I got banned from, 3 gyms that I was a member of, and then shortly after that, I got banned from a bunch of other gyms. It's kind of like by association.
By association. Like they said, fuck you, you're not a part of us. Then the other one hears it. No, you can't train here.
Exactly.
That's dumb. That's super dumb. I mean, I'm a jiu-jitsu nomad, so I got to travel all across the country to do jiu-jitsu. And then I actually heard you were Braza, right? You were part of Braza at one point?
And not as of Saturday, not anymore.
Not anymore.
Yeah. As of Saturday, we actually just switched affiliation. We're now under Daisy Fresh, under Pedigo Submission Fighting.
Oh, nice. That's lit. That is lit. That's popping.
I've been training with Dante Leon since summer of 2020, very regularly, and when I had heard that my coach might be leaving the gym, I had a conversation with him. I'm like, listen, depending on the situation, I might end up having to go under a different affiliation. This is what I've got on the plate. This guy, I roll with him, we vibe, it's good. And I vibe with Heath. And so it's just a good situation all around, I think. And so when he did wind up eventually leaving Strong Style, that conversation came back up. And it was funny because I go to the owner of the gym. I'm like, so what are we doing for affiliation? And he's like, I really like this Dante Leon kid. What do you think of him?
Oh, perfect.
And I'm like, you like Dante, huh? Okay.
Say no more. Done deal. Sign. Here.
We're good.
Yo, that's super pop because not for nothing, Daisy Fresh. I mean, everybody for the people in the jiu-jitsu community, they've been watching them on Flow Grappling for years now, and just to see where they came from to where they are now, and just blowing up the scene in general, and now being a part of the Philly. Because I've trained with some of the Braza guys. Damien used to be Braza, and then Damien Maya, and then I got to train with Comprido in Chicago. So like I knew most of their gyms, and really really tough gyms, mostly gi based, not really a no gi style. But I just feel like Pentago does gi, but they're also with the no gi. Like they have a beautiful balance. So that's fucking awesome. Congrats on that. That's a really good affiliation.
Yeah, I mean, like here's the thing, man. Affiliation only goes so far, right?
100%.
At the end of the day, like I said, I've been training with these guys since 2020, regularly. When my kid was born 10 months ago, I haven't been out there since then. But like, these people are still my people. I still keep in touch with them. They're still my friends. And if I don't, my ideal situation was to remain under my existing coach because it's the guy that I've come up under. But at the end of the day, him leaving the gym was like, nope, we're going to switch affiliation. we think Dante is the good option. If you have another idea, tell us what that other idea is. And I'm like, no, Dante's a great option. Like,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
These
Yeah.
guys have traveled to competitions with them. They've been in my corner. Like, I know these people. These are my kind of people. So, no, like that's what it came down to. It was like, if we're gonna have to have an affiliation, it should be one that, where I have an existing relationship with these people and that relationship is positive.
Well, you're the head coach. You have to. You have to. Like, why would you go to an affiliation you have nothing with? Like, it doesn't make any sense. You have to stick with the people that you've been training with, riding with, and they know your game, and it's mutual respect. I think that's where it comes to at the end of the day. Because I know gyms that get affiliations, and they don't even have the one who's giving the affiliation. They don't even respect them. They just want the paycheck. But
Yeah,
when
that's
you
what
have,
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, their
yeah, yeah.
respect has existed for 3 years. That friendship has existed for 3 years. And so, it was a no-brainer for me.
Yeah, 110%. That's awesome. Uh, so one thing that we do have in common that I wanted to bring up, like I told you, 70% of my fan base in my Instagram are
What
all heavy metal fans.
it's a
Yes, sir. I'm just getting to it right now. What are you listening to right now? What's like three bands that you're like that you're really vibing to right now? Because I want to write it down because I know we have different metal tastes, but we're still in the same pretty much genre. What are you jamming to?
So lately I've been super into a band called Vola.
Lola.
Vola with a
Oh,
V.
Vola. Huh. Was that Norwegian?
I think they're Dutch.
Dutch? Okay.
I think. Don't quote me on that.
Nothing Google can't handle.
Yeah, Vola. And then there's a band called Soen, Soen.
So with
Soen,
so in.
Soen. Super into those guys. And then another band. I mean, it's kind of funny. Like, if I look on my Spotify. Let me take a quick look. See at my Spotify right now. Let me see what my because I'm going to a music festival next next weekend down in Atlanta.
In an ATL? Okay.
Yeah. So like there's that, right? So I'm focused on that a lot. There's it's called Prog Power USA. It's a progressive and power metal festival.
Fuck
Um,
yeah.
but like it's kind of funny. My most recent concert um concert experience, I went and saw Nickelback.
Hey, listen, not people talk shit about Nickelback, but you already know they know that one song and you can't not sing it. I'm just saying.
Man, listen. You know what it
Just saying.
was? I don't know if you've heard about this, but the bass player Mike Kruger does jujitsu.
No, I did not hear that.
Yeah, so Mike Kruger does jujitsu. Um, and I found out about it because there's this brand called Epic Roll,
Hmm.
and I saw they posted a picture, and it like they had a bunch of these like black belts. Like they had I think the guy from Five Finger Death Punch is
Okay.
involved in the
Yeah.
band. Harley
Yeah.
Flanagan from the Cro-Mags is involved, and they had this purple belt on there, this bald-headed purple belt. And I'm like, who's this guy? And so I look at, I click through the tags on there. And I'm like, Mike Kruger, who's that? So I click on the guy's page, and guy does jujitsu, and I'm like, interesting. Wonder if they're playing locally up here. So I look, and they're playing in August. This is a couple weeks ago. I'm like, I'm gonna send him a message, see if he wants to train. Like I figured he probably doesn't get that many unsolicited messages about jiu-jitsu.
True.
You know, and he might be a nice enough guy. I don't fucking know. Like I'm not really
Right.
into the band.
You're not gonna know unless you try to find out.
Exactly. Like I'm not necessarily into I'm not into that style of rock, that like post grunge style. But fuck it, I'll send the guy a message. I sent him a message. He was just such a nice guy.
Oh,
He is
that's lit.
such a
That's lit.
fucking nice person.
You know who I'm trying to get in contact with? And so there's two people I'm trying to get in contact with. The former vocalist of Atreyu, he's
Uh,
trained in jiu-jitsu, and I believe it's Matt from Trivium. Matt
yep, Heafy.
Heafy. Heafy. So he's in the Orlando area, or maybe Tampa, Orlando area down here in
He
Florida.
Orlando. He trains at Gracie Baja Orlando.
Yeah, yeah. So, I was like, man, if I can get one of these guys on the podcast, man, that would be awesome. Because I just want to hear their jujitsu journey. Because we
So
already know their
I
music.
actually had Matt on. I had a podcast for a while, and I had Matt on it.
Did you?
Yeah. It's called the
Fuck.
VCTL podcast. I don't know how accessible he is these days,
Yeah,
but
he's. I think he's on tour or he just finished one.
yeah,
His so funny enough, his body. I trained with his bodyguard or one of their sound guys is
yeah.
also their security guy. I trained with him. So when he told me this, I was like, man, I would love to get him on the pod, but once again, it's all about schedule, especially with these guys, especially still in the music
You know,
in touring.
who you should talk to. Have you ever heard of Anthony Hamalainen?
No,
Have you heard of the band Night Rage?
fuck yeah.
Okay. Have you heard of the band Armageddon with the guys from Arch Enemy? It has the Amat. I think it had the Amat brothers, or one of the Amats at least.
That
Um,
sounds familiar.
anyways, so his name is Anthony Hamalainen. He's on my Instagram. He's probably gonna end up watching this episode. So Anthony is a good friend of mine, actually. And I'm sure he would love to come chat with you.
Oh, that'll be sick. That'll be sick. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Listen, like not for nothing, like starting this podcast
I'll tell.
came
I'm
out
telling.
of
Have Anthony on. He's a super good dude. He's actually coming up to train
oh,
with me on Thursday. Um, he's just a nice guy, man. Like you'll like him. He's a blue belt. He trains under a buddy of mine, Cody Stevens. It's actually kind of funny. I had, and Anthony will probably tell this story differently than I do, but I had seen Night Rage. They were opening up for a band called Arsis, another band called Firewind,
okay.
back in 2011, and they were playing up here. And at the time, my policy was if I meet members of a band, I'm just going to add them on Facebook because I can usually get a beat on what's going on quicker than if I'm following the band.
Yeah.
And so what wound up happening was I had reached out to him at some point because he had posted about watching a UFC event. I'm like, hey, have you ever tried jiu-jitsu? You should try the jiu-jitsu stuff. And he's like, nah, man, I haven't tried jiu-jitsu. My knees suck, whatever. I'm like, okay, fine. A year, 2 years later, I see him, picture of him training at Marcelo's.
Okay.
And I'm like, interesting. Okay. So I shoot him a message. I'm like, hey, man, you started training? He's like, yeah, I'm actually training at 10th Planet Phoenix.
Oh, that's lit.
Yeah. He was training under, I believe, John Botello, I think. I think that's the guy's name.
Oh, that's super sick. That's
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. So this was like 2018 at that point. Hold on. Alana, am I bothering you? Okay. It's like moving her laptop, and I wanted to make sure I wasn't annoying her. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, do your thing. I won't take too much of your time. I think we got maybe.
Back. I was just making sure everything was okay.
Yeah. No, all good, brother. All good. Listen, I appreciate this time, bro. At the end of the day.
I have, it was the reason I asked about today specifically was because my kid's on a weird nap schedule and he wakes up at 5 o'clock. And it's like when you said 5 o'clock, I'm like, but today he's taking a later nap. So
It just worked out. It
it
just
just
totally worked out.
it's
So I
normally
just had Key.
5 o'clock is crunch time, and then later I got other shit to do. This is my downtime right now. But yeah, so like he's training with John Botello in Phoenix, 10th Planet. I think that's the guy's name. I think. I don't actually know, but sounds right. And then he wound up in New York, and my wife's family lives in New York, and my sister lives in. So I'm up there all the time. So I'm like, hey man, I'm gonna be in New York. We should train. He's like, yeah, I haven't found anywhere to train yet. So I'm like, meet me at
That's
Dan.
interesting.
I was like, well, I think he just hadn't chosen a place yet.
Okay, okay.
Is what I'm saying. Like,
Because New York got some spots. Because I'm originally from New York. I'm from the Bronx.
does New York have a bit of jujitsu? And I hear there's some jujitsu in New York. I hear there's this Unity place or something. Or there's Renzo's jujitsu.
Renzo's, Unity, 10th Planet now. 10th Planet's been open for like three years now. Yeah, no, it's going
I
back.
understand that New York City has jujitsu, as he does too. He's great Marcelo's, but I'm like, we
The
should be up.
best.
So I'm friends with Dan Covell. Dan Koval.
Koval.
Yeah, you know him.
I've heard of him.
Yeah, he's very good, very good. I highly recommend training with him. So I wound up meeting up with Anthony there, and then he wound up joining Dan Koval, and then he wound up moving out here to Ohio, and now he's actually at an affiliate gym of where I train.
Oh, that's lit.
So
That's super
it,
lit.
it's just how
Small world. It just works out. I don't know how, but it works out. Like I was talking with Keith Kokorian, my last episode, and then we
yeah.
were talking about grappling idiots, and we were naming uh the people who were on that card, and I was like, there's one more person, and I can't put my finger on it, but I know there's one more person, and I don't know why we can't remember, and we're both like fighting with each other, like who was that one more, and it was you, because I remember the onesie now. I was like, it was a meal, and as soon as I remembered. I think it was like yesterday. I was like, I'm gonna hit up a meal, and because we've posted like on social media about bands, like in the comment section, not like instant messenger or nothing like that, but in the comments. So I knew music. I was like, he's mad cool. Maybe he'll do it. Maybe he won't, but I won't know unless I try. And
Yeah.
here we go. Because I'm more of an after the burial kind of guy. After the
I'm
burial, a
actually
Muir.
tickets. I actually just got. I was going to mention that I actually just got tickets. They're playing up here with Alpha Wolf
Yes.
on a Wednesday. I'm going to go see that.
Oh my God. Listen, after the burial is such a treat. And that's my guilty pleasure. Whenever I'm having a bad day. What was that?
Well, what's guilty about ATB, man? They're fucking sweet.
A lot of people, it's just kind of like with the generations, music tastes change. So a lot of people don't dig like what after the burial's all about. They don't like gent breakdowns. Like they're already starting to put away, and now people are like pop evil, and I'm like, listen, okay, cool.
Oh
There's a time and place, but
no,
like don't forget, like these motherfuckers never changed. They just come up with new shit in the same patterns, the same genre that got him there, and that's what I fucking love about them.
after the burial, I actually just saw them a couple of months ago with Spirit Box.
Oh yeah, oh I love Spirit Box.
Um, and I mean that show was amazing. I don't know if you heard, but Matt from Periphery trains. He's a purple belt.
Shut the fuck up.
Also another guy who you might not know trains. You know the band Currents?
I love fucking Currents. Don't tell me this shit right now, Emil. Are you serious right now?
Bro, Christian Polgarin.
Hold on, Chris. Listen, I'm dead ass. Like Currents right now is like my shit.
Yeah, dude. They so it's funny. So I got super into Currents early 2022. Like I'm
I
talking,
gave you everything. Blah. Oh my God. What? Oh, don't
dude.
fucking get me started.
So Christian Polgarin from Current. So I saw that one of the Black Hole boys, Black Hole Jiu Jitsu up in
Yeah.
okay, so I saw that one of the Black Hole boys was wearing a Current shirt, one sleeve. One sleeve?
With one sleeve?
Well, no, I'm Marchese.
No.
Matt Marchese. I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name, but he's one of the. I think he's a brown belt there. I follow him because he's a character. This guy, he was doing a match one time, and he was wearing a rash guard with one sleeve on it, and like they just called him one sleeve. Um, And so, yeah, he hit a hobbler. He calls it a tow bar in that match. It was pretty sweet. But anyways, I see him wearing a Currents shirt on his Instagram. I'm like, bro, Currents is my shit. And he just responds by tagging Christian. It turns out that Christian runs he's an instructor at an affiliate, Black Hole affiliate, I want to say in Danbury, Connecticut.
Oh shit.
I could be mistaken as to the town, but I was, of
I
course.
hope I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm totally name bombing you. I'm be like, listen, Emil, he
Yeah,
told me a little something, cause that would be so fun. I fucks with Currents so
dude.
hard. My wife is tired of me playing them.
He's another one that will probably will probably be watching this because he's such a good dude. So I sent him a message like as soon as Christian tags him on my comment, I sent him a message. Go, bro, you train? He's like, yeah, man, I'm a purple belt. I'm like, when's the next time you're in Cleveland? Like, when's the next time you're
Yeah, we
playing?
gotta get together. Got to
Gonna
get
get
together.
train. It's gonna be a fucking banger. It's gonna be a great training session. So he responds. He's like, I'm gonna be up there this date in June. He was playing with After the Burial.
Oh yes. Oh yes. And I missed that show because I think they were playing in Tampa, but I
Okay.
was coaching a PMK, which is a Muay Thai tournament, and I wasn't able to go. But fuck, that was the show I wanted to see. That was the
So
show I
I was
wanted to
out of
see.
town. I was in Atlanta for Prague Power. They had it in June that year,
Ah,
hour after COVID. So um, I hit up Christian. I'm like, hey, I'm not going to be here, but my black belt, or at the time he was still a brown belt, my dude Jose, he's got a key to the gym. He'll come out. He'll train with you. It'll be a good time. Now, Jose's a big After the Burial fan. So it was
fuck
great.
yes. Fuck
Great.
yes.
Of course, I'm a Currents fan too. Um, but man, like Christian came out and Jose showed him a good time. Jose's a good trainer. Super
Yo,
nice.
like my hands are sweaty right now of the excitement that I have right now because like it's hard to get people not just that train jiu-jitsu but actually like know about the music scene in general.
Yeah.
Um, Me coming up from up north, when I came down here, so Orlando's a hardcore town,
Yeah.
so it's all hardcore metal. Blast beats and fucking two-stepping, like a shit ton of two-steps here, so I don't get to talk gent or real metalcore or real like deathcore with anybody. So this is fucking lit. Yo, I have to hit up so many people now.
Yeah. So Christian came up and then he came up here again in October. It was funny because like first time he comes up here, I'm out of town altogether. Like I can't, sorry, bro, can't help you, but you can train with my buddy Jose. Comes up in October, and this time I'm around. I'm like, all right, man, we're gonna train. Week of the show, Fight to Win announces a show up here, an event
A
up here.
card. Yeah.
Yeah, and like they put me on. I was like, fuck, I'm not gonna be able to see him. But you know what? No, we're gonna get together. We're gonna train. It's gonna be a blast. So I picked him up, brought him to the gym. A couple of our guys showed up. We had some good rounds, and that was it. Like
Fuck yes.
one of those things. Like I wanted to train with the guy because I heard from Jose that he was pretty good. And then again, he came up here with Kill Switch a couple months ago.
This is my last serenade. Oh my god, listen. Even though he's not there no more, I fucking love Kill
Yeah.
Switch too, man. That's fucking great. That's great. That's the beauty of jiu-jitsu. Like when someone does jiu-jitsu, you're automatically brothers. Like
Yeah,
it's a brotherhood at the end of the day.
dude. Honestly, like some people I've met are assholes. In fact, I'd say like more people that I've met are disingenuous assholes than are not. From what I've seen, like people are always like, "Oh, the community, the community." No, that's a myth. That's something we tell ourselves as a marketing, like brotherhood. Yeah, with some people.
Yeah. Yeah.
with some people, like I try to treat everybody really well. Like I try to like be cool to everybody, but I've encountered more shitheads than, because I have a theory as to why too. Jiu-jitsu is made up of a lot of people who were never able to self-actualize in athletics in their youth or in their teens or in their early adulthood. Otherwise, they'd be doing those sports.
True.
So they wind up coming over to this thing and they got a certain chip on their shoulder, and it's like they feel like they got to prove something to you or whatever. And a lot of false machismo.
Yeah. Yeah. Now that you say that, yeah, I can see where that comes in. And I know the baby's nap is gonna be over soon. So I do have the Grind and Jiu-Jitsu podcast question that I give every single guest. And it can be it's a funny question. Have you ever called somebody out in jiu-jitsu and paid the ultimate price with an L? And not for nothing, you have antics, so I'm kind of expecting one.
I'm trying to think about it. Trying to think. I mean,
And
like,
it could be a training partner. It could be a training partner or a professor, bullshitting. It doesn't have to be like real shit. It's just, have you called somebody out and took an L?
trying to think about it. So generally speaking, I don't call people out. If I do call you out, it's because I think you're a bitch, and usually if I think you're a bitch, you probably are.
It could be funny training partner
So
bullshit.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think. Um, call people out. I don't call people
No.
out.
Okay.
But no, like I can think of a couple of L's I've taken that were pretty funny. Like, like for example, when I did the EBI qualifier.
You did the qualifiers?
Yeah, I did the EBI for the absolute.
Oh shit. Okay.
In the first round, the only round I did, I went against Austin Baker.
Austin Baker. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's a little guy, a little weak guy. I'm kidding. He's actually very fucking strong. Anyways, so like I go out there and I tried to play the same strategy where I pull into like a bottom position and go into the legs. But Austin just dropped all of his weight on me and then just fucking smashed me and then took my back and choked me. And I looked like a complete fucking jackass. I really did. Like I looked like I didn't know what I was doing. I mean, it is what it is, right? Like,
It is what it is. Like, the past is the past.
The man's like 270 pounds and very good. Like, it's not only is he big, but he's also good and he's also strong. Like, it's a combination of factors. And I completely misread that situation.
Abort mission. Abort mission.
Like, there was that one. That was a rough one. And then, like, in the gym, a funny one. I got one of my students his name is Chris Trotta, and it was actually when Christian was visiting for that Kill Switch show. We had a little open mat at the gym for Christian, and Trotta's a big Currents fan, so he showed up for it. And I'm rolling with Trotta, and I'm like just dicking around, like I'm like bouncing around and shit. This was a couple months ago. Trotta's a purple belt, and I'm a black belt, and I'm a lot bigger than him and a lot stronger than him, and I'm always doing fucked up shit to him in training. And I'm bouncing around, and he hits the most perfectly timed foot sweep. Like, fucking took the soul out of my body. Bro.
Knocked you out of air type slam?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. And you know what? That's the worst.
It was funny because, like I land, and he's like, you're joking, right? I'm like, no.
That's fucking awesome. That's all. Emil, I'm not gonna take too much of your time. Top 3 submissions in your opinion that you love to hit. Go.
I really like hitting triangles.
Yes, sir.
Like, I love hitting. Like, if I can get you in a triangle, that makes my day.
Are you a fan with the fist in the neck?
Oh yeah.
Yes. Okay. All right. As long I'm not the only one. Okay.
When I say triangle, I'm not talking about a triangle. I'm talking about leg in.
Leg in.
A triangle. You don't
Oh,
know the
that's
triangle?
when the leg is also in.
That's a
Fucking A.
triangle.
Yeah,
I
no,
love that one.
I have short legs. I will never. I don't learn what I can't do.
Submissions. I just honestly I like shit that looks stupid and that people don't take seriously. So like I'd say like wrist locks. I do love me some wrist locks.
I saw that one from standing. I think it was like a grappling industries or like a Naga or something. Or maybe I'm even. It was what?
Graphic industries.
Grappling industries. I saw that. Eh,
Yeah.
he didn't look too happy.
No. Like
You're
I like
never
I like a
happy.
good I mean as far like so it's funny because like the shit I like is not the shit I hit. Like just so we're clear, like I've never triangled anybody in competition. I've wrist locked a handful of people, but it's not really a high percentage finish for
Correct.
me.
Yeah.
I also really like platas, especially if you can catch that far foot or something, or like do some nonsense. Honorable mentions, crucifix shit. Like I like a crucifix arm lock or like a smother, like smothering people.
You know what was crazy? I think it was you had a match and it was like time was almost running out. And it was not really a back and forth, but you were playing the bottom the whole time. You finally got up. You went and he was sitting guard. You went down, you grabbed his foot, and it looked like an estema, but you were almost laying down. That was I'm not gonna front. I've never seen someone finish an estema lock like that.
So that was against Khalil Fadala, who's he's a very well respected black belt out of Detroit.
Okay.
And um I've now kind of figured out what that move was, but I just kind of pulled that out of my ass. I call it the titty twister. So what I do is I actually line the
You
foot up.
call it the what? The titty twister?
I line it up across my chest and then I twist my chest.
Oh, that's why you finished so fast.
Yeah. So it's a toe hold, but you're using your chest to isolate the side of the foot.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So what had happened was in the match, Khalil was playing this very cagey, like trying to stay away from me game. And I thought he was better than me. Like I really did. I was I thought for sure that he was just gonna fuck me up. So I'm just like, all right, dude, let's get it over with. Like, can we just go? Like, can we just do this? So I can go home. And he's like disengaging, and I'm like, bro, what are we doing? It's like initially I'm like, here, take my foot. You don't want my foot here, take my
Yeah,
back. You don't want
you were
back.
playing around. Yeah, take it.
Like I was serious. Like I just wanted to get done. I wanted to go home. And then at a certain point, I was like, all right, fine. I guess I'll get up and chase you. I don't know what the fuck you want me to do. So I got up and he pulled guard. I'm like, I'm gonna drop my shins on your feet as hard as I can. Because I think it's a thing. One of my coaches taught me that you just drop your shins on people's feet and it makes them freak out. So I go to drop my shins on his feet and I see his foot just go right in front of me. And I'm like, oh, thanks. Like I just grabbed it. I was like, I'm just gonna twist as hard as I can and see if I can make something happen. And it started to break, and he screamed. So,
Dog, that and not for nothing, that was pretty beast. And watching it, so watching your highlight video, and I know it's pretty old from 2019, but it is one of the most entertaining highlight videos. I might have to put it in the description because it is absolutely phenomenal. Just the amount of subs that you have on that shit with the antics that you pull. And and people are thinking I'm joking. He is literally Emil is the number one most entertaining grappler that you will see. Every time you come out, you always have your something new. You're gonna see something new, or you're gonna see playing around, but you finish
you know,
matches.
it's, I have spent so much of my time training jujitsu focusing on shit that you're told not to do at white belt. Like my entire focus is doing shit that you're not supposed to do. That's it.
It's just the seriousness that you have. I'm gonna do everything I'm not supposed to do, and I'm still gonna win.
Well, that was the goal, man. Like it was like I was always told the white belt, don't do this, don't do that. I was like, but I want to. I really, really want to try to hit Americanas inside the closed guard. Like I really want to let people mount me and then try to leg lock them from there. Like I really want to try to wrist lock you from shitty positions just because it's funny to me. And it's like that's it. And the thing is, if I win, great. Now you fucking got beaten like that. And if I lose, I lost doing stupid white belt shit. So it doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah, no, I get it, not for nothing, and that's what makes your matches super, super fun and entertaining. Emil, listen, I have to say thank you so much. We even went over the time. I asked for 30 minutes. You gave me way more than that. I have to say thank you so much for it, bro. Um, this has been one of the best pods that I've had so far, just because I got to touch so many aspects of jiu-jitsu and music that, oh, I am so fulfilled on the inside. And this is so cool that I'm actually have an opportunity to even talk to yourself and touch bases with you. And I'm always watching on your Instagram. Do you have anything you want to shout out for from the pod? You have any sponsors or anything of that?
I mean, I got a bunch of sponsors. You guys can come check out my Instagram and check out the link tree on there for my sponsors.
Course.
Emil Fischer, BJJ.
There you go. I'll definitely put that in the bio. Shout out to Pressure Pass, Pressure Washing in Orlando. I appreciate you guys sponsoring the pod. Thank you so much. They helped me get equipment. They're awesome. If you mention Grappling Jiu Jitsu podcast, they'll give you 15% off the introductory rate. Holla at the kid. Emil, I appreciate your time, brother. You take care. And from one father to another father, congratulations, bro. And
Thanks.
enjoy fatherhood, man. And get you some
Thanks.
sleep.
Awesome.
Take it easy, broski.